Alright, let's dive into something that's got the guitar world buzzing, Yngwie Malmsteen's new album, Hell or High Water. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say this, Yngwie is one of those artists who's been shaping the neoclassical metal scene for decades, and anytime he drops something new, it's worth paying attention to. So, what's different this time around? Well, for starters, this album comes after a 5-year hiatus, his longest gap between studio records in over 40 years. Personally, I think that's a big deal. It's not just about the music, it's about the context. 5 years is a long time in any artist's career, especially someone as prolific as Yngwie. What was he doing all this time? Writing, reflecting, or maybe just living life? It's fascinating to think about. Now, let's talk about the lead single, Now or Never. On paper, it's a classic Yngwie track, neoclassical metal with those signature shredding moments. But here's what's interesting, it's not the all-out shredfest you might expect. Instead, it feels sprightly, almost playful. What makes this really interesting is how Yngwie balances melody with ferocity. It's like he's saying, I can still rip it up, but I don't need to prove anything anymore. In my opinion, this track is a masterclass in restraint. It's not about how fast you can play, it's about when and why you choose to let loose. That's something a lot of younger guitarists could learn from. One thing that immediately stands out is Yngwie's approach to this album. He mentioned in an interview that he wrote it over 8 months during the pandemic, completely uninterrupted. He had 80 to 90 tracks to choose from, and he picked the strongest ones. If you take a step back and think about it, that's a luxury most artists don't have. It's also a testament to his work ethic. Writing 80 to 90 tracks in 8 months? That's insane. But what's even more fascinating is the intentionality behind it. He wasn't just churning out music, he was crafting something meaningful. And speaking of meaningful, let's talk about the track Father. This song is dedicated to Yngwie's dad, who passed away last year. Personally, I think this is where the album gets really emotional. Yngwie's always been known for his technical prowess, but this track shows a different side of him. He's not just a guitarist, he's a storyteller. What many people don't realize is that Yngwie's music has always had this emotional depth, but it's often overshadowed by his technical skill. Father is a reminder that behind all the shredding is a human being with feelings, experiences, and stories to tell. What this really suggests is that Hell or High Water isn't just another Yngwie Malmsteen album. It's a reflection of where he is in his life and career. The pandemic gave him time to slow down, to think, and to create something that feels both familiar and fresh. From my perspective, this album is a statement, a reminder that Yngwie is still at the top of his game, but he's also evolving. He's not just rehashing old ideas, he's pushing boundaries in his own way. This raises a deeper question, what does it mean to be a legendary artist in 2023? Yngwie's been in the game for over 40 years, and yet he's still finding ways to stay relevant. Is it the technical skill? The emotional depth? Or is it something else entirely? Personally, I think it's his ability to stay true to himself while still growing. That's what makes him timeless. So, here's my closing thought, Hell or High Water isn't just an album, it's a snapshot of Yngwie Malmsteen's journey. It's got the shredding, the melody, and the emotion, everything we love about him. But it's also got something new, a sense of reflection, of purpose. If you're a fan of Yngwie, or even if you're not, this album is worth checking out. It's a reminder that even after 40 years, Yngwie still has something to say. And honestly, I can't wait to hear what's next.